I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that song.
Yeah, so yesterday, you guys have probably, you watched this show anytime in the last 5 months, heard a little something about Scarlett Hampton and myself. We had a relationship going on. What was it, 3 trips, I think? Wasn't it 3? 3 or 4, I don't know. I'd have to go back and count. A lot of that time was good. A lot of the time was controversial, and some of it was just not fun, not good. A lot of mistruths told about that time. I'm not claiming, I never do. I claim to be the Pope of piety. And that I've never made any mistakes. I definitely think I could have handled all this better. And, you know, I knew what I was getting into.
METOKUR'S Ubish, suffragist subscribed on YouTube.
I don't think so. You know, actually, what we figured out before the show started, I didn't watch, I only saw, so I don't watch these things. I tell people that and they don't believe me, some of them. But I know people, right, who follow all this stuff, and some of them help me with my work, and some of them just message me when they see something that they think I might need to see. And I said, I don't want to watch this. Can you just tell me when she comes on or when this certain part of the conversation happens? Well, at some point they said, I don't think she's coming on. But the certain point of the conversation did happen. So I did see maybe the second half. I don't even know if it was the full half. It was terrible what I saw. When I say MERSH did a better job, I'm not kidding. And I apologize to Jesse, although I don't think he likes Jim either. But and I didn't see all of MERSH's coverage. I got, what am I going to, it was like 6 hours. I don't go back and watch shit like that about myself. But from what I saw, MERSH was much more mirthful. And there's less seed out of MERSH, and I fucked his bitch, than there is out of Jim. I don't know what else to say, how else to get the point across any better, but I actually fucked MERSH's bitch that he wanted and didn't obtain, didn't snatch, didn't grab the golden chalice, quote unquote. And I fucked her, and he hates me less than METOKUR. I was talking to somebody else, and they're like, yeah, that's one reason why people are kind of, and you see it in his comments. Oh, we're talking about Ralph again? Okay. Yeah, we get it. You hate Ralph, and the seed shines through. Sometimes I'll say the comment about my mother, that did get me legitimately seething, which he knew it would. I'll admit to a seethe here and there, but I'm kind of generally just amused that it's been 4.5 years almost now, and Jim is still fixated on trying to destroy me or get me to destroy myself or get somebody else to do it. It's like, dude, it's 4.5. It's 4.5 years later. Smoke, is that you beating on the door? But yeah, it's been 4.5 years. So I don't really get it. But the comment about my mother a couple weeks ago and that he knows is a lie, did kind of, sorry, that distracted me. Smoke's trying to beat in the door. But that did kind of wake me up and bring me back to, yeah, this guy's a real piece of fucking shit. And, you know, I've got on here and said a lot of things about a lot of people, and there are some things I regret for sure. I would not, and he knows it's not true. I would not say that about the people that I hate the most, him being one of them. It's just over the line, and he knows it's a lie. If he thought it was true, maybe. And, you know, Scarlett's going to be a topic tonight, so we might as well just say it. You know, some of the things and again, I said some bad things myself, so I'm not, you know, trying to absolve myself of guilt, because I really don't. I try not to carry guilt around. Let's put it that way. But it crossed. We'll get into it. It kind of crossed over, and I'm not even sure she realized that it did. If this makes sense. And let me put something else up on the screen. This Grok hit a home run with this, and I'm actually surprised by how good Grok has gotten. Let me pull this up. It's got the hat on Medicare and everything, bro. And this is not, this is a joke on Medicare, obviously. But anyway, yes, thank you. We don't need to hear that. Anyway, the day started. I'm doing the weave. And, I talked to a couple people. There were rumors that she was going to go on Medicare's show. I started one of the rumors and said it was already filmed. I freely admit that that was a false lead that I put out on purpose to put pressure on Medicare to have her on the show. And that if he didn't have her, that's basically an L, which is when you see this segment, at least the part that I saw, it's terrible. There's nothing, I mean, maybe you could say something she said was funny or me being drunk's funny. Really nothing he said was funny. It's just fake ass laugh, worse than Worski. And this is objectivity. I'm not even kidding. It sucked. But maybe the first part was better. We're about to find out. But in the morning, I was like, we didn't know she was going on, but she kept acting like she was going on. I'm not talked to her. I did talk to her yesterday, and I'll just leave it there. I don't wish her ill. I know that maybe some people think I should, or, I don't, though. I don't know. Thank you, Harry.
Harry Morris sent $3.
I appreciate it, but you don't get to speak here. Thank you for the $3, though. Unless it's funny, I'll go back and look. Did I skip something that was funny? Probably not. But anyway, so I get up, talk to a couple people. I think I'm okay to say this. Hinch did the transcripts and everything, and what a fucking awesome guy for doing that. It's not easy to, and this is not even an insult to her. It's not easy to do a transcript with Scar involved, and he did it for all three, but they were unlisted. I'll just tell the whole story. And he's like, well, you could just put them out now, or you could selectively show where the lies occurred and, pick through after and see whether she goes on or not. And I was like, yeah, that sounds reasonable, rather than just dropping Fat Man and Little Boy. You know what those are? Those are the, I don't know. The bombs we dropped on Japan. I don't know. And so I was like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. And then NPC, I'll answer that in a minute. But so then I said, well, let's see what she's tweeting when she gets up. And then she's tweeting, like, again, not absolving myself, but like some pretty foul shit, some really foul shit. And kind of intimated again that she would be on the show. And so I had another conversation, and we did something else. And it's my belief now, I haven't watched the first part, but apparently there's a part of this segment where, this is what I've been told, I haven't seen this yet with my own eyes, where Jim seems to be expecting her to call in. And this is what was told to me. He said, well, maybe she'll call in next week. Now, I don't know if that happened, because I only saw a certain part of it. We're about to find out. But it seems, if that is true, and I have no reason to doubt the person who told me that he expected her to call in. Now, we'll watch it and we'll, decide on our own, but I'm trying to find a link to the, there we go. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. From Purity Sin Gaming. also known as pedophile sin gaming. I won't get into that whole story. But so I don't know. She wanted me to think she was going on. Maybe she was going on. I don't know. I did have one conversation with her yesterday, and I'll just leave it at that. I don't think it's, I'm really not trying to go in further or whatever. I've deleted all copyright dispute claims that we had. I don't have that. I also said, if you want it first, like, here's your chance. I'm about to delete this forever. And I did that. She didn't ask for it. So that was, we had a conversation yesterday, and I won't go into it too much, off the record type stuff. Imagine us having an off the record conversation. But I know she didn't go on the show. I don't know if she was planning to, but why don't we find out? Where's this fucking link? Also, it's Sunday. For some reason, I said today was Monday a couple times on Alberto stream. They're like, it's Sunday, you retard. Okay, whatever. Close enough. Where is fucking... There we go. And then somebody gave me a description of the Brian segment. I tweeted that out. And they're like, that's not how it went. Medicare fans are really defensive. That's not how it went. Well, I said, well, actually, I didn't watch it. That's just how a friend of mine described it to me. So I don't know. Maybe he crushed Brian. I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I turned it off immediately after my segment was over, and I didn't even see all of that. So, but I literally saw the second half of mine. Why the fuck would I watch a Medicare stream, bro? I'd rather fucking melt my fingers off with hot lava. Now, I did watch part of the... on that clue. I did watch the second part when that certain thing came up, and I did have people waiting to see if she came on. If neither of those things happened, I wouldn't have seen any of this. Now, I could say this till the cows come home, and some people just will not believe it. I never gave a fuck about Jim. I was not a daddy Jim guy. 2014 is the first time I ever knew this guy fucking existed. I didn't even watch all of his shit when we were tight or whatever the fuck. Friends, you don't like that word, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think I watched that video that shows a tranny cock. I guess he won't put it out, anything like that anymore, but no, I'm not a gym scholar. I'm not a gym stan. Never have been. Never gave a fuck about YouTube at all until 2014. So I did know about 4chan, but barely. I'm not one of those. So it does amuse me when he tries to say that I am, but well, that's kind of what I got. Yes, some people, there's a split decision on the King of Paul segment. Some people told me, one person said he almost bombed it. And then there's been a few people who said he did pretty good on that segment. I've not seen anybody who said he did good on my segment that I talked to. In fact, one was like, well, that almost killed the show. It was kind of a letdown. It's just him acting and begging her to come on. I don't know. Let's watch it. Why don't we do that? Really 3 hours? Almost 4? Don't forget to buy a half.
Candy man.
This is the gayest shit. Why? I don't get it. I guess you have to be a weeb to get it. I just don't. Okay, let's see. So he starts here. You know, I won't say I poured the water on myself on purpose, because that's not the case. But when I'm sober, I can do that. I've practiced that, where I can just pour it. Well, most of the time, I can pour it just direct, right? But when I'm not sober, it doesn't work as well. I am glad that clip got around. I fully expected in that state for me to miss the mark. I didn't realize it would be that comical, but it is pretty good. So thank you. Was Alyssa the first one to clip that? I don't know. But also, I'm not going to switch it. I fucking... Oh, I just think there's no sound there. Okay.
Guys, don't stick your dick in crazy. When they talk about manic pixie dream girls,
Are you
we're talking
listening?
about
But by the way, Scar, are you listening to how he describes you? Let's go back and hear it all. Just in case he clearly hopes you're going to call in next week. I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know. But he doesn't care for you at all. Never has. I'm not sure that he's cared about anybody. Maybe that fat. But I don't know about anybody else. So he's openly trashing you. They're just trying to use you up. I've said all this many times until they squeeze all the juice out. The thing, and it's not true anyway, but they don't care. Whatever they can get her to say about me. And then they move on to the next. They do this with anybody who gets in my orbit, male or female, but especially female, which is weird, but that's just what they do. And I mentioned this many times, and, you know, again, mistakes were made on my side too. Or maybe I would have been listened to more. Whatever.
I've titled this Ralph versus Scar Round 3 because his little
Now,
BDP
see, NBC,
princess.
you don't get it. You really don't get it. Why are you trying to win over Scarlett? I'm not trying to do that. That's what you're not understanding. Now, should I be just like slam dunking on her? Yeah, I mean, I could do that for sure. And, you know, I said some things, you know, when I was inebriated, I shouldn't have said about, you know, I don't know. I should have kept it more chill than that. Regardless, yeah, she said some things that I would never let slide from anybody on this planet about, especially, you know, just my family and stuff like that. But, you know, I had my part in it too. And it's not really about, I mean, I guess I don't know, I'm trying to phrase this correctly. It's about her being used by a guy who knows what he's doing, who knows she doesn't really, and again, not to go into our conversation too much, but she was surprised that it had gotten to that level. And I'm like, well, it had gotten raised to that level. This ain't the Dabbleverse, and I don't know. But, you know, we'll see. I could change my tune if the tune changes in general, but she's actually being used by people who know what they're doing. You know, you talk about these A-logs. Let's give them a shout out. Doompill and Koopa, all these. It's like they know they're manipulating this person. They don't care. And it's the internet. I'm not, you know, I understand hard knocks and all that, but that's the real malfeasance. They don't give a shit at all.
Is driving him fucking crazy. You know, when guys,
I mean, you know, let's just watch.
Other guys don't stick your dick in crazy. When they talk about manic pixie dream girls, we're talking about
Ralph's students learn well, then they turn on them. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I've had this happen before, but not quite in this way. You're still trying to reason with her, and I think she knows that. Well, I'm telling you what. Well, I wouldn't call in on Saturday, but that's just what I wouldn't do. She didn't call in last Saturday. That's not a threat. I would said this publicly. It'd be nice to just let this go away. This is all nonsense for everybody concerned. But yeah, I mean, I'll have to respond to any bullshit.
Don't stick your dick in crazy. When they talk about manic pixie dream girls, we're talking about
I don't
Scarlett.
talk about that, actually.
And I've got to say, she's grown on me. I've got a fondness for this girl because she is mollywhopping this fat fucking pig. Like,
is she? Did that happen? Well, let's just keep watching.
Nobody's business. She is literally driving him insane. He is in a league, in a class so far, you know, outside of his comfort zone.
It's outside. Did you misread the script, Jim, that Jade wrote for your fucking crippled eyes?
That he doesn't know how to cope. He doesn't know how to handle it.
No, I know how to handle it, but I actually, And I'm not even talking about what Gabe Hoffman would say I'm talking about. No, I mean, I know how to handle it. Just all out war on all fronts online. I mean, yeah, I'm very experienced in that. I didn't want to see that happen and still don't. Now, this motherfucker doesn't care, and I totally understand why he doesn't care. If I was him, I wouldn't care either. Anyway. And believe me, some of the things that I'm seeing in chat have been said to me by Chief 2 and advisors. Like, well, why? You're too nice and this and that. Well, I mean, this is not even an insult. She doesn't really understand the lay of the land here. And we all do. And I think I said this on there, maybe Friday. I was getting a lecture on Medicare, and I'm like, just wait. No. Just I'll give that lecture if I. But I don't know.
He's just riding his fat fucking ass for all it's worth. You can't.
Well, the thing is, see, I'm not the only one who thinks you're being too nice. No, you're not. You're not the only one. And if it would have been, again, I have many different voices that I speak to, and well, she didn't go on the show. I know that. And again, it was her option. I thought she was going on. I even told her when we were still talking, she should go on. Now I was being halfway smart ass, but not really. But yeah, go ahead and go on.
Easy, Ralph. You can't scare insanity away. I'm pretty sure somebody should have taught you this. Didn't Ronnie? When he was putting hammers in the fucking wall at your house? Remember schizophrenic dad?
What about your uncle who molested children, Jim? Do we really want to start talking about families? What about the mother you never knew and you're raised by your aunt because your mother didn't give a single fuck about you? Do we really start? I mean, because I know all this stuff. And the only known picture of you that we know is you, and you look like the fucking goblin of all time, is from a memorial photo for your aunt. Because your mom didn't give a single fuck about you. And I don't blame her. So, and your uncle was an actual pedophile. So, again, we can talk about families and we can start fucking pulling up your goddamn fucking families, what we can do, motherfucker. And I think that's what we're going to do, as a matter of fact. But just keep in mind, this guy wants to talk about my dad, who's 1,000 times. He's dead now, but he was 1,000 times the man this motherfucker was, even dealing with everything he dealt with mentally. Jim is scum. He's always been scum. He's always tried to hit the lowest hanging fruit. He's always stolen everybody else's work, everybody else's labor, and trusted on everybody to think he's the God that can't be questioned. And I'm the one he's targeted for 4.5 years because I said, fuck you. That's what I said. And fuck your fat wife too. Forever. And even me having said that, I'm like, all right, it's like 3 years now. It's like, can we do? No, because he wants to break me. You will never break me, ever. I'm telling you now. It ain't going to happen. I may break myself. But it won't be you because it would already happened. Let's continue.
Ronnie, when he would hammer the fucking wall on your birthday, didn't you learn this lesson from him?
I put that hammer in the wall. My dad wasn't even, see, he doesn't even know his history. Let's not give him too much more. My dad wasn't even there. He was across not too far across town, but at my granny's house. So, whatever. They just make up anything.
That you can't fuck with crazy? Apparently not. Apparently you didn't. Apparently slipped your fucking mind.
Well, apparently she didn't call into your fucking show. And I dare her to call into your show this Saturday. How about that? How about that, Jim? I fucking dare her to call into your show next Saturday. Whatever the fuck day. And we'll see where the chips fall. And you'll see that I actually was pushing her to do that because it was the worst idea for her. And I was pissed at her. and actually knew that she would be thrown to the lions and would get all these evil eyes on her. I don't know if people understand when you get thrown in front of the Medicare crowd, there's a lot of sickos in that crowd. They're going to focus on you forever. So that wasn't like good advice I was giving. So yeah, go on there. I dare you. And that's not even at her. That's at you, Jim. Why didn't she come on? Why couldn't you pull the guest? Because without her, this whole segment's a fail automatically. That's why I put that out there. If you don't have her, you're just doing what I'm doing. And you're supposed to be the premier guy. Well, you're not. Your views are down over half. People are sick of your shit, your Zio cuckery. A lot of people don't fucking like you, motherfucker, for good reason. And it's only growing by the day. And that's why you try to shift back to me. Well, we're going to shift it back to you and the Jews. So you can do whatever you want. You can try to get her on your show. If she goes on, best of luck. But she didn't go on Saturday. And I don't know. I won't make any predictions because this whole thing's insane. I won't make any predictions about she'll go on next Saturday. But make your own.
Now, Ralph is engaged in typical Ralph-like behaviors. When he encounters a woman that he wants to terrorize, he goes through the motions. Now, it's like a checklist for Ralph, really. What do I do to try to scare the shit out of a woman? Well, if you're Ethan Ralph, the first thing you do is you go over to 6 posts per hour land, a.k.a. cow.
I did not post that docs. Somebody did post their docs on cow. I did not. If I did it, I would tell you. I claim my doxes absolute. I claim them. And it's not illegal unless you tell somebody to go to somebody's house and do something. It's not illegal. And these idiots got her thinking that too. Now, did somebody who wanted to start shit or somebody who just doesn't like what she's been doing do that? Maybe. I did not do it. I would just tell you. I actually don't even know her fucking address to this day. And her apartment number, I didn't know either. So I would actually, as I was out at that day that dropped, I would have wanted to claim credit. I would have had no problem claiming credit. I don't get this talk at all.
The place that e-celebs use alts on to advertise their
Dude, that's 8 years ago. There's no... Why doesn't he just Because he has no proof. I mean... And again, I would just claim it. But go ahead. I got to take a piss here in a sec.
Dead fucking shows. And you post docs like this. Ralph posted
I didn't.
Scarlett's phone number and address to his favorite place to post revenge porn. That's correct. The place that he posted revenge porn, the place that he's posted Andy Worski's government IDs, the place...
I didn't post Worski's ID, but I know who did. And I didn't take the picture of it, but I know who did. And I don't give a fuck. You couldn't torture that information out of me. Fuck you, Andy Worski. Fucking child-killing motherfucker. Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, cocksucker.
He's posted...
And that's another one. I don't give a fuck.
People's financial information.
What?
Ralph uses this...
Financial information? That one I don't even understand. He would have to explain that further, but
It's fucking plays like a crutch. Real crack or hour lads. Now, obviously, this has been redacted. We're not going to show you the phone number. But Ralph is really trying to teach this bitch a lesson. Got to put her in her place. Got to show her.
No, that's not the lesson. The lesson was this ain't a place really for fun and games. I don't know. Sometimes maybe. But when it escalates here, and she was doing this for fun. And like, yeah, let's just beef in public and oh, it's no big deal. I'll talk this shit. And I'm not shitting on her when I say this. Like, she's like, this is fun. And then all of a sudden I say something and she escalates and she hears something. Okay. I told her that's exactly how it would go. I literally said, this is how it will happen.
A strong pimp hand. She thought it was fun.
Why does Jim give a fuck about some bitch? Because she took my dick. That's literally it. That's it. Why does anybody know who IceCancer is? Pantsu, they did know her, but only because she took some other fucking person's whatever dick. So, Faith, you think they ever heard about her? No. None of these people. He sounds like a male feminist. Yeah, Josh, him, all these fuckers have taken that tone, but you won't hear that tone here.
This chick giggled. He put her phone number out there on this fucking board, hoping to intimidate her and scare her.
Wrong. Dude, if you're... First off, because she told me, know that she had already been doxxed on Kiwi Farms. So, because when I was going there, she's like, yeah, I have been doxxed and da-da-da. I was like, yeah, whatever, it's no big deal. So, you can't be doxxed twice. I'll just teach that lesson, first off. And the second lesson is, even if you believe you can, I did not post this dox. I would be more than, not now, because I'm just trying to get away from this. This is hopefully my last segment on all this bullshit. But we'll see. But I would just say that I did it. I've doxed. I've done. Dox is worse than that. So I don't.
She just thought it was more friends are going to call her at night. Oh, you're so fucked, Ralph. You're so fucked. Let me show you.
First off, what she was saying on Twitter, and didn't even see some of what had been said. Or there might not have, probably wouldn't have had to be a discussion on Saturday about what's about to take.
Last week,
Okay.
I had mentioned, boy, wouldn't it be funny if I had Scarlett on for Father's Day? Wouldn't it be funny
Well, wouldn't it be funny? Where was she, Jim?
if I had her on as a guest? This apparently terrified him.
It didn't terrify me. It's just if somebody would do that, and I still hold this position. If your ex-partner, and that goes for even people I don't like, that's a dirty fucking thing to do. And I've done some of those interviews, with some people with their ex-partner. But if you do that, first off, it erodes pretty much everybody's trust in you in general if they're paying attention. I mean, say whatever you want on your own, but you go on for some tell-all with a bunch of bullshit added in and all this. We'll go through it. But no, I don't see that as honorable. I've used it for content, but
Ethan Ralph can't cope with that. This sent him into a fucking spiral like none other. Let's take a little look. Convicted revenge pornographer Ethan Ralph is threatening to release more revenge porn.
That's not okay. So this might be a little bit longer segment than I had planned, but we are going to address each little bullshit lie. We had an agreement, and it no longer. Well, there's no footage, so, and I told her last time I talked to her yesterday, if she wants it, claim it now, because I'm deleting it. I want that on the record that I don't have this fucking footage. If you want it, you own 50% of it, you can have it. I don't want it. So this was not a threat of releasing revenge porn. This is legitimately a copyright dispute where we both own 50% of said video, which actually, somebody needs to own 51. That's why it's always 51-49. Because it's 50-50. Shit like this happens. So, no, that's not a threat to... It was a threat to... It wasn't a threat at all, actually. It was a statement that I might decide to roll the dice. And I've had analysis that said it's about 50-50, literally. That maybe you'll win, maybe you'll lose. And then even the AI said, do you really want to... I talked to a friend about it too, but even the AI said at the end, do you really want to risk it? And I thought, the AI knew I was too. It's funny. I was like, yeah, you're probably right. I probably shouldn't do that. And I didn't. They wanted me to do that, to be clear. That's another reason I didn't. Also, it would have been really, really dumb. Even if I would have, quote, gotten away with it, which there's nothing to get away with because I did not extort her into filming that. I have her agreeing to film it. I saved that one, by the way. I want to be clear. I still have the consent statement. Our video. It's clear there's no duress or anything. I did save that one. And if she wants that, I can send that to her as well. I saved that for a lot of reasons. Because the Jew goblin, Gabe Hoffman's trying to get in her ear. Other Jew goblins, like, we won't even name them because they're not worth naming, are trying to get in her ear. Craig Mansfield, that's a Jew goblin. Well, I tell you what, there'll be one person who suffers from all this, and it ain't going to be me and it ain't going to be Jim. And so you guys are trying to manipulate a person who's and this is not an insult. Again, I keep qualifying this, but kind of in a vulnerable state and doesn't really understand the lay of the land around here and just how nasty it can get. And this is not a threat either. But taking advantage of her naivete. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to her and she's just so excited about what's going on. It didn't have that vibe yesterday. And it didn't have the vibe of me. I don't know. There's something else she was talking about. I won't mention it. But out of respect. But ordinarily I would have been, no. Sorry to hear that. Da, da, da. Instead, I was like, not today. You know, I try to just let it go. Like, whatever. She is being manipulated by these people. But how many times can you say it? So I don't know. I think she made the right decision. Not going on. If she was offered, I still don't know. We'll keep listening. It sounds like she was. I don't know that to be true or not. We had a short convo yesterday. I don't know. I even said, you ain't got to tell me. That's big. You don't have to tell me.
These are multiple accounts of his. Killstream Live sources, a certain whore, bish.
By the way, well, I don't know if she's going to consider this speaking out of school, but that is Historian X, what I'm in led to believe. But, and also somebody else, but it's not that person. Extortion. In the chat. That's not the name that I want to. Anyway, I'll say 1488 in the chat. You and Scarlett should just get clean and do porn. Not going to lie. It would be the best W. Well, you know, I'll just say that was discussed at a certain point. And this is not slamming her. It wasn't brought up by me. I entertained the idea. I will admit that. But no plans were made or anything. But that is something that was actually has been discussed. So, but I mean, yeah, that sounds fun, quote unquote. You know, that's probably going to end in not good feelings, disastrous probably. And also, I wasn't really getting in this to try to be a porn star. No offense to porn stars. But yeah, that was legitimately a thing that was discussed. And not just shot down either. But it's whoever, I compared her to Trump. Whoever talks to her last has got the upper hand in terms of her decision. Whoever gets the last word in. That's what it seems like anyway. Whoever talks to her last. I don't know if that's the case, but that's what it feels like.
Whore is already recorded for tomorrow night.
Anonymous sent $3. Are all the copies of the tape destroyed? Is this Wilshire Boulevard too?
I mean, I'm quite certain actually, there's probably a forensic expert, computer forensics expert. I think they can draw almost anything that you deleted off your computer. I don't know any of those people. I only have that one video and it's no nudity. It's the consent video. Well, I made sure to keep that one because there's been a lot of claims made that are not the case. And we even showed that video. So That's why you see all these clips going around about me, but they don't show where I've actually shown the coup de grace, the winning shot. Like, here's why this is totally wrong. Just watch this. But they don't get to see it because they have a cabal. And it's Jim, although he's a little bit on the outside, Abortsky, Fat Ass, and Josh Moon. And I'm going to tell you one thing. This ain't going to be a cozy collaboration. Well, I won't put a date on it. But something's going to happen. I just feel it. This is a little bird flew in one day and said this might get hectic at some point. This is the real new project too, by the way, for all the old heads. The bullshit, and I love Godwinson, but the bullshit they cooked up. No, this is the real new project too. Josh, Fat Ass, Ashton Parks, Porks, more like it. Andy Perez, the baby killer, and Jim Augustine, or James Augustine, the man who traded in the name his daddy gave him because he was scared of Montegraph, who I'm reaching out to, by the way, and have had contact with. I'm really interested in talking to Montegraph. Montegraph had this motherfucker scared shitless. So shitless. Now, maybe he was just looking for an excuse to shekel hound. That could be. He was talking about quitting YouTubing. Could you imagine? I've literally said on air, I'll die for this shit, and I will. I don't want to, but I'm willing to. Montegraph was going to fold you? Montegraph, and I'm not making fun of Montegraph, but, oh, this is Big Bad Jim. Now, the problem is you've been picking on literally mentally ill people. He used to pay extremely fat people to fuck so he could jack off in his Skype group chat, and I'm not making that up. I was in it and was thinking, what the fuck have I gotten into? I came from Normieville to this. And I'm actually thinking these people are fucking sick. Not the fat people fucking, although they are too. It's like, what the fuck have I gotten into? This is a very sick person. That's no joke. And the people who think this is like a hilarious comedy are fucking sick in the head. And so he bullied a bunch of retards and a bunch of mentally ill people. He got Terry Davis killed. Scarlett said, who's Terry Davis? I don't know. Google it. Because you're not going to listen to me anyway. Because I'm sure Craig Mansfield, the guy who didn't get laid at 30 years old, he hadn't got laid. I guess he's about 35, 36 now. He got scammed out of a bunch of money by a South American whore who he didn't even fuck. He just sent money to. Imagine sending money to a bitch overseas and you ain't got the pussy. I would actually slit my own throat before I would do that. Unless it was my mom or my daughters, they needed the money. That's Craig Mansfield. You know who told me that? I've told this story on air, and I'm going to tell it again for you, Craig. Nora told me. And she told me everything about what a pathetic faggot you are while she was sucking my dick. Your dream girl was sucking my dick. That's what was happening. I was coming in her in her in her in her fucking mouth, everywhere you can imagine. Just anywhere, everywhere. Big old titties she had, all over. I was doing everything you could imagine. You weren't. And still ain't. And never will. Are you still keeping up with Mansuela down south? I don't know. But now again, I know people are like, oh, you're taking this off on Scarlett. Well, there'll be plenty of time to, if she changes tune, I'll change tune to a harsher tune. And it's, I don't want to do that. I don't believe that's in our benefit. That's in their benefit. I've said, how much money has Scarlett made off these Medica streams? Or mine? Now, I was going to split the quartering stream with her, regardless. It doesn't matter. I've been telling her to get her show going, but is it doing her any good. Arguably, it does me more good than her. Like, I don't. Negative PR on Ethan Ralph, like, this ain't it. It needs to be a little bit higher. Like,
The old man was afraid of live. Other sources, the lame shit will be blown off the map immediately by the release everyone wants. There's one from Ralph himself. There will possibly be a release party to dwarf all other release parties tomorrow night.
now, that doesn't exactly say anything, does it?
Right? Well, all release parties for the last 6 years or so. Stay tuned. Well, we're tuned right now.
Yeah.
Fat Boy.
When did I turn? When did the Jim beef start? Yeah. Well, he had already been sniping at me on Flamenco stream and Gator stream. Thank you, Brian
Brian
Dunn.
Dunn sent $3. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, sir. Do not molest your children and honor Father's Day. That would be a bad thing for you to do. But yeah, it was then. But he'd already been. I could already tell where it was going. He did that segment when I had my face kicked in Portugal. I'd actually just gotten out of the hospital. It's in a very nice hotel. I sat down and watched that, and I was like, you know what? Burn everything. Fuck these motherfuckers. None of you motherfuckers are untouchable. Not a single one of you motherfuckers. Every single one of you goddamn motherfucking cowards who think you can't be touched, you can be touched. Me included. Oh, you think? You think? Okay. That's the type of field we're on. And that's one reason. Yeah, I mean, Scarlett's coming from MLC, right? Like, no offense, Brendan, but like, this ain't the type of shit. Oh, no, they can't. Oh, nothing can happen to me. Yeah, it can happen to anybody, anywhere involved in this shit, especially people making a forward-facing public spectacle of themselves, which I'm doing right now, which Jim is doing with his disembodied voice fact, even though he was a name fag from day one, broke the code of 4chan itself to be a name fag. Name fags are supposed to be despised, and I don't come from that culture. I just learned about it. So you are the name fag to name all name fags. And you got rich off of nons and everybody else's hard work, including mine. You faggot motherfucker. You're a leech, you're a coward, you're a snake, and you're the fucking devil as far as I'm concerned. And I will never, ever fold to you. Alberto asked me, is there a way to solve it? Because I said in 2023, I was like, man, this is dumb. Like, what are we... Okay. Then he went back on the attack. He didn't say anything. Went back on the attack. I was like, all right. Then he said that shit about my mom. Nigga, I will never let that go. Alberto said, can we solve it? Yeah, I could solve it right in between Medicur's, right in the middle of his chest. I could solve it. Yeah. That's the only way I could solve it. There is no peace. There is no armistice. Anything and everything I ever get on you or any member of your family, I'm running it. Period. You die and I find out where the funeral is, I'm crashing it and I'm taking the charge. And I'm not kidding. Anything and everything. And I don't give a fuck. And you would have thought this would be the one guy who knew me. Like, you're not going to crush me, motherfucker. You would have done that a long time ago. And now, because the Zio cuckery, turns out that's not very popular these days. Who would have thought? People are pissed at the Jews. Wow, I never heard that. What a fucking astute political analyst you are. I guess it's probably because the check cleared. But you just radically switched back to Ethan Ralph content. Well, I got some content on you and your motherfucking family, cocksucker. So why don't I switch into some Jim content? Because I quite liked being your number one enemy. So now you've done 3 weeks worth of shows on me. And I goddamn dare her to go on that show next week. She won't. She doesn't even want to. Or she would have went on last night. You motherfuckers have fucked up everything in her life, basically. Oh, I guess not everything, but, you know. She did, when I talked to her yesterday, she didn't seem happy for listening to the advice of the A-Logs. And the fact that some things got released. Now, she had released audio of me already on call, but I dropped like 3 long calls and some of them were. It is what it is. I kind of wish I hadn't done that since she didn't go on, but there's evidence that maybe, I don't know. We'll keep watching, but I've went back, and this is no order from her or anything like that. I scrubbed most of that shit off my timeline. Most people actually don't really care that much. It's kind of getting old hat, in my opinion. Ralph and Scarlett, okay, how many times can they break up and accuse each other of fucking everything on their son and then be cool again or whatever? Like, just shut up. Honestly. Everything here, me, him, her, everything. Like, now I'm not going to do that. This is hopefully the last time, but
Now, I don't know.
Cruel
really
Summer 2, that's exactly what I've been planning. Now, I ain't going to lie. Hopefully I'm sounding pretty good tonight. I think I am. I got thrown off and you know, I dove back into the, it wasn't the grindstone that I dove back into. Let's put it that way. And that always causes me problems because I'm a hothead normally. But when that prefrontal cortex is in shut down shape, I'm a lunatic almost. And so, I know what needs to be done. Control needs to be maintained. And it won't be if I'm fucked up all the time. So really any of the time is the ultimate goal, but whatever. Okay, sorry. I pressed the wrong button.
Going through your pig shit mind, but let's.
Pig, yeah, pig. That's your wife. Dude, seriously. I'm about to. What do you have? Medicur's uncle, his family, anything. Anything at all about any part of his life. You changed your name and you know where I really should have went? Was it Forest Lake, Forest Hills? That's where I should have went and asked some questions. Not the Quartering's fucking shithole, Milwaukee hometown. I should have went to Minnesota and asked some questions about your shady fucking ass, who I'm quite sure has probably done a little diddling since you live on Anime Way Boulevard. Literally. Jay got to be hefty. Man, the bitch was already getting too big last time we saw her. And you know what? I would do that. They'll figure out some way to get me arrested. That's the one thing. And they're trying to figure that out now. Believe me. And I already know whose ear you're in, who you're trying to, what you're trying to manipulate. I've been ready. I have committed no crimes and have a vigorous defense for each false accusation. And I also make sure, I know the narrative is flat broke Ralpho or whatever the fuck. Not the case. Have I been a little, what do they call it, spendthrifty? I think that means wasteful over the years. Yeah. But I forgot where I was going to end that joke, but an on-the-ground correspondent. Yeah, I mean, this is really who needs to be hassled in real life. And I'm not kidding. And it's really the shit bro, I don't give a fuck. And I'm not trashing her. I'm saying a girlfriend of mine, she'll give a fuck if she comes on. I won't. But I wonder if you'll give a fuck if I come around your hometown and we know everywhere you've ever lived, by the way, in the whole fucking shithole state. And just start asking people what they know about, I forgot your first name. What is it? James O'Shaughnessy? Jim Augustine? Not Augustine. You're not close to that. Maybe we ask about your wife. Maybe I just show up for a dental cleaning. That's not illegal. That's what she does for a living. Maybe I just show up to get my teeth cleaned with her and the Somali fucker every night. And they're not sticking their hands in my mouth. Neither is that nasty whore. Going through the house stuff, the A-Log's trying to say I'm covering for house or this and that. Nah, man, it's sickening to hear. I'm sickened the house got caught up in that. I don't know what his level of involvement is. Somebody told me today that he thought he was trolling DJ Axley. He thought he was trolling, who's the other one? Brian, maybe, I forget. And actually, he was just getting, this can happen. Actually, he was just getting sucked deeper into their bullshit. And now that's a pro house view. I don't know. I'm not saying that's my view because I'm not really taking a view. I just find the whole thing disturbing and uncouth, and I don't like it. And I don't have to take a position. You know, if the guy I talked to today said House didn't know the age. Now, I don't know if I wasn't there. I don't have any. I have a lot of scandals, but I don't have any like this. And so I'm not taking his side. Y'all know Godwinson, that's my nigga. I'm not getting involved in that. The reason I stopped covering it was 2 a.m. I was feeling sick. And the story was making me feel sicker. And Brian Dunn, as always, at the center. Okay. So that's why I signed off early on Friday. And if you're looking for the show, I took the show down, not because I was afraid of anything about it. I realize they're trying to manipulate my language now, specifically around the tape and other things. And I didn't like the way some things were phrased out of my own mouth. So I just privated it. Maybe I'll still make it public again, but J Danks Respecter asked me about that. That's why it wasn't removed. And unfortunately, that's how we're having to play now. And that's something we're used to here. But let's go back to Boomer Jim. Why don't we do that? What is this window that popped up? Oh, sorry, Shizzy.
Let's run it down as far as leverage goes. Let's look at this.
Nigga, you have no idea. And the thing is, they just want us both to destroy each other. Now, I'm not getting destroyed by anybody unless it's government-backed forces of some nation. I'm not getting destroyed. I could be sucked further into this madness, yeah, but I'll be here regardless after. It doesn't matter. Who do you think this really hurts? This is Jim exploiting another person, and I don't want to say what I said a couple weeks ago because I'm not a doctor. A person who's at a turning point in their life, trying to find a new career, facing turbulent times, and I brought her on the show, but you notice, I hope you noticed, besides the last few times we fought, that I tried to treat her differently than Brennan, and I didn't, sometimes we would joke about what she said or whatever, but I try to treat her like a normal person. She's not normal, quote unquote, neither am I. Her brain works differently, but just listen to the wrong people. And it can still happen again. Listening to the wrong people can still happen again. And I'm not afraid. I just derive no enjoyment from, this is a person I was close to at one point, and I know porn star, whatever, but we did have some nice times. And yeah, I'm going to go for gusto. If I'm out here slamming somebody, yeah, you best believe I'm going to be all in it, and I'm going to fucking give you the pizzazz. But do I really enjoy doing that to somebody like that? No. Somebody that was in that position. And even anytime I say anything about Pants, and I do quite frequently, because she didn't do me dirty at first when she left. She did me dirty after. And we both did each other dirty, whatever. But I bring it up because it bothers me. Yeah, that's kind of a bothersome thing. So yeah, I'll take a crack at her sometimes. Most of the time it's about how good of a fuck she was. But I don't think that's insulting, really. I said on Alberto's show, if she walked in this room right now, I'd bend her over the table again. No questions asked. Don't ask, don't tell. Come inside her right now. Like I've done about... Dude, I said 20 times for Scar. I don't know. I don't know for Pantsu. That's probably 1,000. I don't know. It's not even a joke.
You're dealing with a
It might be
one.
higher than that.
So intimidation's not going to work. You've already fucked that up. You're not going to scare her with docs, you stupid asshole.
I saw she was doxxed, and I was a little Like, man, and I don't know if it was somebody I know or whatever. Might have been. Just because I knew they were going to blame me immediately. Not that I care. They're going to blame me for everything regardless. But I don't know. But that's the type of shit you're stepping into here. So again, I didn't do it. I didn't want to see it happen. I didn't tell anybody to do it. But that's what happens around here. Is that good? No. But that's the way it is.
Your big threat, I'm going to release revenge pornography on the
That's
porn.
not revenge porn. Scar greater than pantsuit? I don't know. Which part, Kano, didn't happen? Scar greater than pantsuit? I don't think so. Well, Randy Williams, look, man, I'm not gonna lie. I've purposely not really. The regular news is depressing me enough. Do I really feel about? I don't. I'm telling you the truth. Reading a bunch of logs from Housemeister, no offense. Mormon Shaggy, who should have been put to sleep a long time ago. Who else? Mr. K, I don't know. I'll stay out of that one. I've had good relations with him. I know there's some beef. I don't want to get involved. I did try to get him on the show today. We interacted. It didn't happen. Friendly interaction. Do I really want to dive into that? Noncery? Yeah, I could. Or I could just talk about shit I want to talk about. And I even tried Friday night. And I don't owe anybody anything except putting on this show. And I decided what's on the show. So these A-logs are covering it up. I ain't covering it up. Everybody's talking about this. House and I had a beef that we just recently patched up a month or two ago. I'm not covering for anybody. But also, I don't really care. Now, House made the mistake of getting into a beef with Perspic. Now, I'll tell you this. Godwinson made up, and he knows this, some of the most vile lies imaginable about me and my family. And we talked about it, and people still cite that, by the way. It's not true at all. Pretty sure he said that on air, but he said it to me. But I know why he did it, because I got drunk and zanned out and called Perspic a nonce. And Perspic's his boy, and I got respect for that. Like, you fucked over a guy who really Perspic did a lot for me for the show and always being there to help when I needed him on the air, etc. So I knew exactly what was happening.
Porn star? Wait, you gonna put her nudes out there? Hey, dipshit. If you go to her fucking Twitter handle, the first thing you see are her tits.
I know, Jim.
I can tell you the color of copper running through her areolas right now, Ralph. I don't think she's worried about you putting out her nudes. This isn't Pantsu or Nora, okay?
Well, you know what? Pantsu, they allege I did that. I've never said this on air. She filed a police report, and I have it because I FOIA'd it about 3 years ago. And I never released it because these pleb A-logs don't deserve it. But it's totally filled with inaccuracies about the incident in question that I had nothing to do with anyway. And now the statute of limitations are over regardless, so it don't mean a fuck. So, but there was a police report filed, and she refused to press charges, probably because she knew she didn't have a case.
Okay, this isn't one of the little suburban girls that you've dated. This chick has taken dicks like a soldier getting shot at. All right,
Somebody
she's
quoted that as a funny line. I don't
running
know.
trench to trench. She's not even dodging. She's just standing there smiling, letting them dead on her. Headshot after headshot after headshot. Facial after facial.
How much of his porn? I've seen some of her porn. Is there a scene like that? I mean, probably. But like, I couldn't describe to you the shower. I did watch her shower scene because it's pretty hot. But without any of her other scenes, I really couldn't describe them to you in detail at all. It seems like, the fat chink's gotten even fatter. And Scarlett, one thing, she is not as fat. She's not fat. She is, what would the term be? Sprightly? Sprightly? Does that fit there?
And your big threat to her, the porn star that's used to being naked and having people masturbate to her, is you're going to release pornography of her and show people what she looks like nude.
Jim, dude, you're so stupid.
When her fucking social media has her tits out. Brilliant. It's a grand strategy. I can see.
You don't understand spite. Basically, I talked to a couple actual lawyers, and then I ran it through 3 or 4 AIs. And it was basically the same conclusion. You're taking a big risk. You got 50-50. You do have a claim. You both agreed to it verbally. But verbal contracts are not the same as written contracts. And you, rules, I think, vary by jurisdiction, but you can withdraw verbal consent. You can't withdraw when you sign your name on that fucking paper. Now, the night before we signed the papers, they mysteriously disappeared. I don't know how that happened. And then we did the scene, the actual scene the night after I got out of jail. And we didn't have papers. I probably should have, if I really wanted to publish it, which I did at the time, insisted on us going and printing those papers and signing them. But anyway, like I said at the start, they said it'd be 50-50 risk. Do you really want to do that? And I decided no. But I was, if she had went on that show, there's a chance that I would have said yes. And I won't deny that to anybody. And that's not a threat. I own 50% of that footage that doesn't exist now, to be clear, except for the one scene. But that's actually why I was wanting that person to let me know. But honestly, again, that would have been the dumbest possible thing I could do. And so when I got back to normality, I wanted to make sure publicly it's known I do not have that footage, except for the consent scene. I see Gabe Hoffman and even her try to claim extortion and all this stuff. That never happened. If you think it happened, file a fucking police report. Any of you motherfuckers. If you got any crimes against me, I'm not trying to call Scarlett a motherfucker. But if you think you got something on me, file it. Because it won't be the first time and it probably won't be the last.
Hunter Wallace sent $3 if you ever want to come back to the Come To I Can Get You Fully Hooked DM.
Is that the real Hunter Wallace? Please tell me it is. Dude, it's got to be though, right? I don't know anybody would come in and fake being Hunter Wallace. I need to get back down to the South, dude. Honestly, I'm fucking sick. I mean, keep going. I like Chicago. Chicago is fun. I mean, the part where they don't shoot, like, that was great. I love that. But Minnesota, Wisconsin, that's not my scene. No offense. There's some nice people there, but that is not my fucking scene. And I feel out of place. In a way that I don't even feel like that in New York City. I guess maybe because it's so romanticized by the movies or whatever. I feel like it's New York, right? I know New York City. I've been there many times too, probably about 15 or 20. But when I'm in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, not to disparage these states, Michigan, like I'm like a fish out of water.
You've gotten so far in life. I can see why you live in such a nice place in a nice city with so much money.
There is no Wisconsin warrant out for me, you dumb. And if there is, show it to me. Because there ain't. But the answer to your question is, unless it's a felony warrant, no, they won't. Usually, even between states, they won't extradite somebody on a misdemeanor warrant, much less between countries. That's not something they do. So it better be felony for me to even give a fuck. But there is no warrant out of me. No, that's cool, RuneScape. I shouldn't yell at you. Now, there's no warrant. They have like a 60, 90-day procedure. I just have to call instead of a payment plan. They don't really, this happens all the time. Now, if I go up there and I don't have that set up and I get pulled over in Milwaukee, will I have to go to jail for fucking 30 minutes? Probably. I don't give a fuck about going to jail if I have to. But I'm going to do everything possible, dirty, clean, doesn't matter what the fuck, to not go. If I have to go, you only do 2 days.
Anonymous
day you go
sent
in and the day you
$3
get out.
Visit Rochester, New York sometime.
I might. I thought about doing that, actually. Get me a garbage plate. I thought about doing it just to troll the faggots who live there. So, yeah. I've definitely... I'm not kidding. I've thought about that. I think I'll wait for Harry Morris's funeral, though, before I show up.
And your amazing invisible fucking truck bought with a PlayStation credit card that you couldn't keep the payments going on.
I didn't buy... How the fuck, bro? You can't buy a vehicle with a credit card unless it's the black card. Are you hearing how fucking... Has this guy ever lived like a real day in his life? Like, if you've seen him, he's got some type of mental disability that his aunt clearly took care of for him.
The Grass Ninja sent $0 on how is Jim still alive at this point? How
Miracle
many years
recovery.
has he had cancer at this
well,
point?
once 8 years, by the way. Once he started sucking Zionist cock, they gave him the adrenochrome. And I'm not kidding. Suddenly he sounds a lot fresher, doesn't he? Sounds like the old Jim, minus the funny. I was literally walking down the street talking about this on the phone with Alberto. It's funny how he started sounding a lot clearer, a lot more crisp when the Jews took over. Now, maybe they took over for real. I was talking to an old head who doesn't even think this is really Jim. And he's dead serious. He thinks this is a fake Jim. Now, I can't go that far. I know it's a fucking phony Jim. I know it's a fucking faggot Jim. And I know it's an unfunny Jim. And by the way, Jim, I just did that off the top of my head. That's not written out on a teleprompter. That's what real talent can do. You're scared to go live like this. I would fucking... By the way, if you go back and watch the first part of our debate, I would fucking slap you around worse than any woman has ever lied about me slapping them around. You're not hot shit. You're not that smart. And you're definitely not that funny, not anymore. I don't fear you in the slightest. So, Scarlett kept trying to tell me a day or two ago, a couple days ago, Jim really just wants to debate you and da-da. Anytime, any place, anywhere on this fucking planet. Because he still ain't got an answer for COVID 6 years later. So that's step one. But I got about 50 other things to go through. Like him backing these pedophiles like Pippa and others. I would absolutely grill this motherfucker Mike Wallace style. 60 minutes. And I said, Scarlett, you don't know what's going on. There's no way he would be stupid to face me in a debate because I'm coming for that ass and he knows I'm going to take it. So, because I know more about all these issues than him. He just wants you to be your own self. No, he wants me dead. And I want the same thing for him. And his wife.
I also, well, I don't want to jump ahead.
I swear to God, I'll do it for free on any platform, anywhere. I'll do it on your platform, you fucking shekel hound fag. That's all you care about is money. Squeezing every last dime out of your retarded fans. Buy a hat for your hat. Why don't you put some money in your fucking grocery fund, you dumb fag? Yeah, throw in a super chat here and there when you can. I have a trucker hat. It's like $20. I think he's charging like $50 for his hat, was what somebody told me earlier. Is that true? He's bilking mentally ill people. That's what he is. And he's been doing it for a long fucking time. And I'm the only motherfucker out of all these big shot, big kahunas who'll come out here and tell you that and who's been telling you that for fucking years.
AJ sent $3
fucking motherfucker
to go live with JF. No one will see her.